As I was done, his wife immediately went back to full-on attack mode with, "You just gonna sit there while we ask you these questions, and your quietness speaks volumes." After about 30 minutes of us asking him questions and stuff, he stood up and balled his fists and finally responded. He was angry that we would suggest these things and asked us if we were all sick people and tried to turn the tables on us. That's when his wife stood up and started crying and accusing him of lying because whenever he lies he touches his face a lot and looks at the floor, which is totally true. She started crying more and screaming, asking him very personal questions about their marriage. To that day I was always kinda jealous of their marriage. They always seemed happier than us, never really argued, very passionate towards each other, and they never ever really complained ever. But when she started talking, wow, was I wrong. She said stuff like, "Is that why we never make love, because you're out there doing it with your mother? And you are sick in the head, you need help, you therapy and a psychiatrist." She brought up all these things about them never making love, never spending time together, he never gives her compliments, treats her like crap, ignores her when she's talking to him, holds grudges against her for months at a time, and the list goes on and on. Then she stopped and started dry heaving and put her hand over her mouth and saying she's gonna throw up. My wife got up and held her. She continued to dry heave and call him a sicko. Then he just said, "Screw all of you," and stormed out of the house and started walking down the street in the neighborhood. I ran up and caught up to him and asked him to come back and calm down, and he ignored me entirely. He called his mom and she came and picked him up a few blocks down the road where he was just standing while I tried talking to him. When he got in the car he slammed the door, rolled down the window and said, "Never ever talk to me again, I'm deleting you out of my life for good." Then rolled the window up, and that was the last I spoke with him. I went back to his house and tried to console his wife with the help of my wife. She told me all the issues they were having and how deep down she knew what was going on. But he was happy and she didn't know how to handle it. On Monday I went over to his mother's house and she refused to open the door and even threatened to call the police on me if I didn't leave. His wife hasn't seen or spoken to him since that Saturday, but we all know exactly where he is. I'm going to give everything some time to cool down a bit and call over there on Friday and hopefully talk to him or his mother. His wife went to file for divorce. She asked me not to come over anymore. My best friend has blocked me on everything. I don't know what outcome I thought would happen, but I didn't want this. I'm angry and I blame his wife. Honestly, this could have went so much differently, so much more pleasant, but no. She snapped and just went into full-on attack mode. Maybe she's been living with this for years and it all finally violently erupted. Maybe this was her out and she didn't care about saving her marriage or ruining our friendship. I'm angry that we planned all this crap, planned everything, and then boom, there goes the dynamite. Whatever the case is, that weekend I lost my best friend and that hurts so much. I don't even know what he's going through right now. Was he being honest? Was he telling the truth? Was he lying to us? So many questions and so much heartache right now. Anyways, I went and purchased Scum over the weekend to help get my mind off of things. Sit there and lose a few hours in a different reality seems good right about now. A lot of you wanted an update. No happy ending, no questions answered, friendship ruined, marriage ruined, so yeah, there's that I guess. Update 2. After not talking to my best friend for over a year and thinking that I lost him forever, I received a very interesting call 2 weeks ago. It was him and he wanted to talk. He asked to meet at our normal hangout spot and I said, yeah, and he said the date and time, and before I could continue to say anything else, he hung up on me. I didn't know what to think honestly. I was happy, but I also was extremely worried. When we met up and he looked like crap, his face was pale, bags under his eyes, and he looked miserable. I ran over to him and gave him a big hug. I started crying and said how sorry I was for accusing him of that type of stuff and how he's my brother no matter what and all this other stuff. Mostly just spilled